Are you thinking marriage, but you're not sure if you're truly prepared for what comes next? Let me tell you, marriage is beautiful. Marriage is sweet. That is when you're with the right person. Marriage can feel like hell if you marry wrongly, and that's the truth. I have people around me that are going through a lot of hell because of wrong choices, and I wouldn't want you to go through that. So before you walk down the aisle, there are 5 critical questions that you must ask your partner. So stay with me while we explore these 5 questions together. You won't want to miss it. My name is Amarachi. This is Life Binary. Here we talk all things dating, relationship, and marriage. If this is something that you would love, then subscribe to this channel. Click the notification bell so you don't miss out on our videos. Now let's get started. Number 1, what are your sexual expectations? Especially if you're a woman watching this video, ask your man their sexual expectation. The truth is, one of the major problems in marriage, one of the things that lead to divorce, separation in marriage is sex. Incompatibility in sex. But they don't come out to say it. It's something that secretly kills marriage. People don't hardly come out. I know of a couple that they're having serious sexual problem. There's no sexual compatibility, and they don't talk about it. The woman is dying in silence, the man is dying in silence, and they use every other issues to cover up. Every now and then they are threatening divorce, they are threatening breakup, instead of solving that problem, which is sex. So in order to avoid this, ask your partner their sexual expectation. The thing is, when a man decides to get married, they have different, expectation in their head. So women have the expectation as well. I'm going to have sex morning, afternoon, night, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the bedroom, anywhere. Men are always ready when it comes to sex, but women are not always ready. You have your period, you can get pregnant. Are you hyper when it comes to your sexual hormone and sexual urge? Is it high? Are you in the middle? Are you low? That will tell you the kind of man that you go for. So if he responds to you in certain way, you'll be able to tell, will life fit in? Are we going to be compatible in this area? If you're not, hyper, if you're in the middle and he's hyper, it could work. People can find a synergy. And if you're hyper and he's in the middle, but if you are low and he's hyper, how would that even work? Because you will get pregnant as a woman, you give birth, and you stay for some months before you'll be ready. Apart from ready, your body being ready psychologically, is it the kind of person when you get pregnant or when you give birth, he will easily, go to the next? I have seen men tell me that the reason they cheat on their wife is because she just put to bed. So they can't wait for 3 months. Is that the kind of man you want to settle with? So before you marry that man, before you walk down the aisle, ask the question to be sure. Sexual compatibility is very important, and that's why I put it as number 1, because I've seen a lot of homes being destroyed because of sex. Sometimes it could be the woman that is the needy one. So if you're also the needy one and he is not, it's also a problem. So talk about all these things. If you find out that there's no compatibility between you two, my dear sister, please, a broken engagement is better than a broken marriage. If you leave this man, you'll find another man. God will give you another person. It's not a do or die. I've told someone before that break up your engagement after she found out certain things about her relationship, and she didn't. At the end of the day, what happened? She got married and she's suffering the marriage. So, but if she had broken up with the guy, during their courtship and all of that, perhaps she would have gotten a better person. So sexual expectation is very important for you to know the man's sexual expectation about you, and you also talk about your expectations as well to know if you guys align before you finally marry him. Number 2, how do you handle finances? This is very important. This is another key area. After sex, the next important area that can break or make your marriage is finances. Yes, it's very important. You need to know his finances, and you guys talk about it. What are his plans? What are your plans? How do people run your home? Who is going to be paying for house rent? Who's going to be paying for the bills? How will you come in as a wife to support him? You need to know his own plans. Then you know where to support him when you finally becomes his wife. So if at the end of the day you see this guy, he's looking flashy. I've met some guys that stay in a big estate, driving good cars. They'll tell you, I stay in Sun City estate, I stay in so estate. By the end of the day, maybe they are living in boys quarter. You go to the boys quarter and then it's looking nice, all and they're driving flashy cars and all of that. You have expectation that this guy has money. Okay, maybe he doesn't want to stay in a big house because perhaps he's not married. When we get married, we are going to move to a bigger apartment. You are just living in illusion. If you don't ask him plainly, what's your plan? What are you doing? How do you handle finance? You need to find out, talk about it. Ask these questions. Don't assume anything in your head, because if you assume, at the end of the day, when you get married to this person, you now discover that he's broke. What will you do? How will you come in? It's even better you marry him as a broke person, like he doesn't have, and he has things going on, and you know that, yes, when I marry him, I'm going to fully support the home until probably the things that he's doing will start materializing. At least psychologically, you won't, be drained. You already prepared your mind. But if you don't ask these questions, if you don't know where to come in, then at the end of the day, might be a problem. I also have men that spend extravagantly, hanging out here, partying here. At the end of the day, they keep wasting money on things that are not necessary. So you need to ask to find out, because people's response, there's no way when you have a discussion, you will get to know the real person. You will definitely filter the words and pick the ones that are valuable to you and will impact in you. So it's very necessary to ask these questions so that you know where you stand. Number 3, what are your long-term goals? This one is very important. For example, if you're starting small, the problem is not starting small, but the problem is, where are we headed? If you marry someone that stays in 1-bedroom flat and your dream is to live in a mansion, if the guy's dream is to move from 1-bedroom flats into 3-bedroom apartments, how does that align? At the end of the day, if you marry this kind of person, you'll be frustrated. I started small with my husband because I know our dreams aligned. Yes, I know where we're headed aligned. I dated someone before I met him. He was a police officer, and this man, he was even into the sport. He trains the police officers. So he goes by 6 a.m. By 8:30 he's back, and they pay him at the end of the month. That's the job he does. So I ask him, what are your future goals? He doesn't even have any business plan or business idea. He's just very okay. All he talks about is how he will stay at home, cook for me, do this while I work. Like, who does that? That's not the kind of life I want to live. I don't mind starting small, but where are we headed? You understand? So you need to find out if your future goals and aspiration aligns, in order to prevent yourself from being frustrated at the end of the day. Number 4, how do you handle conflicts? In fact, without even asking the question, you find out. There are ways you find out. There's no way in a relationship you must have arguments. How does the person handle conflicts? Is it the kind of person that shies away from having difficult conversation with you? Is it the person that would rather not talk about things, keep them in mind? Is it the kind of person that keeps malice? So if you know that you can't handle such, talk about it, discuss it with him. And if what he's saying is something that you can't cope with, trust me, it's better you don't even go into it. There are guys that will keep malice with you for months, and there are ladies that can keep malice with you for months as well in the same house. It doesn't make sense. If you have issues, talk about it. Yes, we're not saying wake your partner up at night to talk, no. But when there's an issue that needs to be resolved, it needs to be resolved no matter how difficult it is. You talk about it, you solve it, and move forward. Yes, so you need to find out how this person prefers to resolve issues. Is very important in order for you to avoid heartbreak or having issues in your marriage. Talk about these things, so from there you decide, you draw a line. Am I ready for this, or should I go into it, or should I not? It's very important. Then number 5, what does loyalty mean to you? Yes, this is very important as well, because a man that values loyalty knows that you must give something for someone to be loyal to you. All those cleaners that you have, all those drivers, if you don't give them tips, you think they'll be loyal? You think it's all about their salary? You don't give them extra food at the end of the day, you think they will stick and do that job for you? So a man that values loyalty will know that for someone to be loyal to you, there's something you give. Look, for a woman to be loyal to a man, you must give something. That's just it. If you want her to be your queen, you will treat her as a queen. You will create a palace for her. So if he tells you you are his queen and he's not giving, so if you want you to be his queen and he's not creating a palace for you, how will you become the queen? It's vice versa. You want him to be your king, you also submit yourself. So that's how it is. You need to find out what loyalty means to this person. It's very important. From there, his conversation will let you know the kind of person he is, because there are so many men out there that do not value loyalty. Loyalty includes a lot of things. You can't be loyal to a woman, or you want a woman to be loyal to you and you cheat on her. It won't work. You can't be loyal to a woman and you want a woman to be loyal to you as well. And you hide your finances from her. You don't take care of her. You don't support her in house chores. You don't support her to raise children. I feel like I should have made this video more than 5 things. So let me know, do you want me to do a part 2 of this video? I feel like there are other things I need to list, like raising children. These are some of the questions you should ask as well. Raising children, how many children do they want? So I'm deviating. So if a man is loyal, he won't cheat on you. If you want to be loyal to him, he won't cheat on you. He will sacrifice something for that loyalty that he demands. He will be loyal as well. So a man that wants loyalty, we know that something must go for that loyalty to happen. So these 5 questions are very important. It's something that is not negotiable. Ensure you ask these questions before you walk down the aisle, before you marry that man that you think is your ideal man. He may appear to be your ideal man, but at the end of the day, he may not actually be your ideal man. Remember, marriage is a partnership that is built on understanding, trust, and shared goals. So these 5 questions will help you to understand if your relationship is ready for the next level. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't for more relationship tips, and share this video to those that you feel may need this advice. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.